Good evening. My name is Brightops, and welcome back to the Darkest Dungeon and the Onyxthorn Estate. Now, if you recall, we started our new campaign last time, and we have Dismas and Reynold, who we started off with by default, as well as gained Sinister 7 and Miss Lana, who are familiar faces, somewhat, in that they had their characters' names due to the... I'm just gonna say it's traditional at this point and just stick with that. However, we do have some new faces, which I believe we recruited last time, but we actually now have proper names for them. We have our shield breaker, Valentine Melkin, who is steady, so doesn't get stressed out that easily, though is curious about knowledge, which not the greatest. We have a new face, actually, in that of Conrad, the occultist, who is very much gearing up to look like not only can he do healing and do some buffs, but also being an eldritch killing machine. He is also bloodthirsty, which kind of works under the circumstances. And last but not least, we've got Corin Brand, who is a Warren's tactician and a world scavenger, who is slightly claustrophobic. Now let us see what the world has to offer us. Well, we've got the farmstead, which we can go and visit, which is not a good idea. But it seems the only... And we, of course, have the Darkest Dungeon itself, which, well, for obvious reasons, is suicide. But yeah, so we've only really got the ruins to explore this time around. Let's see, what have we got to do? We've got an explore 90 rooms. Explore 90% of rooms, just a scouting expedition for some sturdy graves, which isn't a bad item to give to the arbalist, but we don't have one, so not at this point. We would have also access to deeds, which we're slowly running short of, but let's see what else have we got. We've got a medium, which is a medium cleanse, which is 100% of all room battles. The dark brazier, which kind of is very much affected by torchlight. The kind of item we would bring if we wanted to run a few very dark missions. Let's see, another medium one, which is another explorer, which gives us the shimmering cloak, which improves our dodge, but reduces the amount of healing received by a bit. We also gets a decent amount of crests and some cash, and last is another medium, with a fair few deeds to go with it. And the Book of Relaxation, 10% less stress, more accuracy at the expense of a little bit of dodge. Good amount of deeds and a good amount of money. Well, we're gonna give these two a little bit of a break. They don't really... At least from the looks of it... Dismas we can bring along once again, because... Well, he's not really missing anything. We'll also bring... Yep, we'll also bring Conrad, who can be us in our second position. Sorry, I'm just looking through, and frustratingly, we're having a serious lack of people who can really go into the back line. I mean, we could just send Sinister 7 in again, but I'd rather give them a chance just to naturally de-stress a little bit. Nothing major, but probably safer for everyone involved. Yeah, okay, that would work. because I will admit, Corrin's current lineup of abilities isn't the greatest. I will admit. It isn't the greatest setup, but we can work with it. Once we can actually get some proper training done, we'll see what we can do. Let's see. Go for 3. Because, yeah, that for a mission to the ruins, this should be a good lineup of items as well. Maybe this time around, when we actually set up camp, we'll finally see the fun. It's the possibility of what happens if the shield breaker is in the party when they set up camp. Sorry, I didn't explain that really well. But she has... It's part of the class of the shield breaker that...
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
It's one of the not problems, but one of the tricks of the class is that they have well, they've got... When they set up camp, there is kind of a chance of something happening. Which we haven't... Which, admittingly, even last time we haven't actually seen yet. And as much... Okay, which one are you? Let's remove the dodge, just reminding myself which debuffs are which. But I will admit, I would have rather giving my occultist a bit further up so he could use his sacrificial stab to use all of his abilities, but as I said, at the moment we kind of are lacking any proper backline fighter. Which, as you can imagine, kind of a problem.
Formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
But on the plus side, in the event that the party's order gets mixed up and Conrad is forced a bit further on, he'll probably be in a much stronger position than what would normally be the case. Okay. Well, we might as well just take advantage... Oh, no. Okay, I should have seen that coming. I realized that curiosity was a thing, but I'm not entirely 100% sure what triggers it. Which, I will admit, is completely on me. I haven't looked into that too deeply yet. I haven't really had the need to. Okay. We can take care of you, which Or at least slow him down enough that we can deal with the others. Because, as we've learned long ago, stress dealers not so fun.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
I will admit the fact that I've gone...
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Sorry, let me repeat myself. The fact that I've decided to start off going into a longer mission than what I would normally do is... that's on me.
Be gone, fiend.
I will fully accept that. Especially with the newer party, but the reward was just too good. Ouch.
Confidence surges
Let's
as
just
the
get
enemy
rid of
crumbles.
you so that you can't keep doing horrible things to us.
Eradicated. This expedition at least promises success.
Okay, so we are making progress. It's not necessarily fast progress, but progress is being made. Let's just do this last little gap here, just so that we've got this room off the... uh-oh. Oh. Okay, that worked in our favor. But if we had been able to use our medicinal herbs, that would have given us greater rewards. But, well, at least we now know one of the things that bloodthirsty individuals are interested in. Okay, we'll save the talk. Wow, this party is freakishly hungry. Okay, there is a plan here. We're gonna wait for the torch light until at least after we've got to this room.
The darkness holds much worse than mere trickery and boogeymen.
Okay, and because of the map and that scouting thing, we've got a fairly decent idea of what's awaiting us up ahead.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Let's just throw that on you, just so that we can actually kill you as quickly as possible.
Continue the onslaught.
Oh,
Destroy
joy, he's dead.
them all.
Let's see, what room should I set up camp in? I'm thinking this one might be our best choice, simply because of a variety of reasons. Wait, we can't do that, so we're going to stab. Well, on the plus side, at least we've now moved her into a position where we can actually use her healing.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
And what are the odds we actually pick up
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Okay. Just using this here because... well... there's not a whole lot else we can do. We'll bring the bust, we won't bring the bandages because there's not a whole lot more I'm willing to drop. At least not at this stage. Sack is empty. Okay. A battle has popped up behind us.
Circle in the dark. The battle may yet be won.
So we're gonna pull back, if only just briefly. Just so that... let's see. Okay, yep. You'll do. Some prayer, because why not? Get a bit more healing out while we can. And that's all we can really do. So let's see what if Shield Breaker has...
In Radiance, may we find victory.
No, she has not. Once again, we have failed to see the event of the... Okay, I will admit that when I saw a random battle appear, my thoughts were the Collector making an appearance.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Still, at least we took the time to stop. We healed up and got our torchlight up for more or less free. And cleared some room in the bags for some more looting down the line.
Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud. A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Alright, let's see if anything we get any scouting done. Not yet, but we'll... go and visit these last few spots. Just, here we go. Oh, an old journal entry.
A fortune, waiting to be spent. The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
We'll use... Why not? We'll take advantage of that holy water. Just, be able to carry a journal entry with us. Let's get rid of at least one of these things. Alright, I didn't put her back into her forward position. Oh well, no real harm there. Because while she doesn't use her melee abilities, her ranged ones are still pretty good for what they're worth. You don't have to worry about don't have to really worry too deeply about the whole bleed thing on these things.
A devastating blow.
It's just a bad day to be that son of a bitch, isn't it?
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Okay. Let's see the last bit of scouting. Well, we've got one last room with an item and battle in it. We might as well pay it a visit. Before we call this a job well done.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
I will admit, the fact that we gave up holy water now is I am now starting to regret, but, well, too late now.
Quickly the tide turns.
Ouch. Nuts. Yeah.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
Whew. So that's one correlate down. And she's at least off death's door. Which... yes, I know, not that amazing, but... at least it's something.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
See if we can just get some healing up, just prevent any accidents. Because we do not need a
The ground
death
quakes.
this early on.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
So you'll do. Okay, it's just nothing much, just a bit of a heal. Let's just call it quits there.
The great ruins belong to us, and we will find whatever secrets they hold.
I'll admit, a bit of a gamble doing a medium-length one so soon, but the rewards speaks for themselves. We've got some cash, we've got some heirlooms we can use, and we did get some levels up. So let's have a look-see. Valentine has become infirm. That's gonna have to go because 20% healing less healing received. That needs to go. Corin Brand is obsessed with killing, and Desmus is sickly. So that was no fun for anyone. Not in the slightest.
Though long years may seek to separate them, action and consequence will invariably have their dreadful reunion.
Okay, so that's just saying that the courtyard is now available. We are not doing the courtyard, not for a long time. Let's see, and the blacksmith and the guild have finally been unlocked, which is fantastic. Just to show off.
Make no mistake, we will face ever greater threats. Our soldiers must be ready.
Basically the guild, which would allow us to train abilities of our champions. And
The bellows blast once again. The forge stands ready to make weapons of war.
and the blacksmith, who upgrades weapons and armor. But first, let's have a look to see just who is new to arrive on the coach. Let's see, we've got a bounty hunter, who is a gambler, which isn't great, but he is deadly, and an eldritch hunter, hater. So he's definitely coming in. He's...
The thrill of the hunt. The promise of payment.
He'll definitely be coming in. We've got a leper, who is soft, so maximum HP is 5% less. Not great. And natural. 20% max HP when wearing no trinkets. 20% healing received when wearing no trinkets, and 3 more speed when wearing no trinkets. Yep, we're bringing him.
This man understands that adversity and existence are one and the same.
And last, another occultist, who is a mankind hater, in that he does additional damage and takes less stress damage from humans, and has a higher virtue chance. He is, however, nervous. But honestly, we'll grab him anyway. No harm in having a spare.
To fight the abyss, one must know it.
Now let's see.
A man in a robe, claiming communion with the divine. Madness.
Let's just give these two, upgrade the transcript a little bit more, just so that we can have 2 people praying at once. Because that is currently our highest thing. Now let's see, which one do we want more? Higher rank... Actually, silly question, we want higher ranked abilities.
Every creature has a weakness. The wise hero trains for what she will face.
And while we're at it, we'll also just reduces the cost of how much this is going to cost us. So we can now upgrade the abilities of... Sorry, misclick that. We can now start training people, and we can actually start in the actual ability, so we can tailor classes to to better rolls, while at the same time, as once they start upgrading, leveling up, we can actually improve their abilities to make them more effective and deal more damage and the like. But that will be it for now. Thank you for coming and. I was trying a different exit, but nah, it didn't work. Never mind. My name is Brightops, and I look forward to hearing from you.